Shalom Chevra, my name is Shmuel Lesher, and Reb David asked me to share a story with you that I shared at the Bayit on Tisha B'Av that he thought would be very impactful. Rabbi Meir Zlotowitz, who was the founder of ArtScroll, has a biography written about him by Rabbi Yisrael Besser, and there's a very touching story about his Rebbe, Rabbi Moshe Feinstein, in this biography, which I want to share with you. So Rabbi Zlotowitz, in 1971, actually got divorced, and this was an era when divorce was really not heard of in the community. Before the support networks that would be available years later they were not there. He was alone, a young father charged with the care of his 3 young children, and a failing business at the time. ArtScroll was not doing well. And later, he would point to this period in his life actually as a blessing, because it gave him and developed his ability to have faith and resilience in the face of very difficult times. But at the darkest moment, and this is from the language of Rabbi Besser, the flicker of light that ushered in the brighter days came in the most radiant man in his life, Rav Moshe Feinstein. It came when Rav Meir felt that he had hit rock bottom. The business was in debt. He was raising 3 children on his own, and his friends were busy with their own lives while he was alone. He wasn't able to learn properly, since after long weary days at work, he would come home and take care of his children. So one day, he went to his Rebbe's apartment in Lower East Side in Manhattan, waiting in the familiar foyer for a chance to share his pain with his beloved Rosh Yeshiva. And at that time, Rav Moshe was meeting with a number of Rabbanim about a serious halachic shaila, and Rav Meir sat there and waited. But eventually the Rebbitzin came out and apologized, and she said the Rosh Yeshiva would not be able to see him after all, and Rav Meir was despondent at that time. It seemed that the opportunity even to unburden himself to his own Rebbe was being denied to him, and he returned back to his own apartment in the Lower East Side, feeling the load heavier than ever before. The next day, the New York area suffered a tremendous blizzard, a major snowstorm, and travel by car would be difficult. All the schools were canceled, and Rav Meir Zlotowitz, a young Meir Zlotowitz, spent the day home with his children. In that evening, as the harried young father struggled to get his children to go to sleep, the doorbell rang. Rav Meir walked downstairs and opened the door, wondering who would have ventured out late in the snowy night. It was Rav Moshe Feinstein, the Rosh Yeshiva, the posek of the generation, leader of thousands, accompanied his talmid up several flights of stairs, coming into the apartment, taking in the scene. Rav Moshe lifted one child, then the next, and finally the third. He tucked each one into bed, telling them a story and kissing them goodnight. Then when the house was settled, Rav Moshe looked at Rav Meir. He said, "I came to shmooze, to hear what's on your mind." And then Rav Meir finally spoke, and his Rebbe listened. He shared all his doubts and fears about the future, and Rav Moshe heard him out. And Rav Moshe offered him chizuk and told him, things are going to get better. Your children will grow up, it's going to get easier. And Rav Moshe gave him a bracha, that his children will become b'nei Torah, b'nos Torah, and that again, things will not be as bad. Things will get better. It will become easier. And Reb Meir Zlotowitz attributed this line, this bracha, these words that Reb Moshe spoke to him. He attributed his success and his ability to withstand difficult and challenges and adversity. This very bracha that Reb Moshe gave him. And I think that just to think about the types of Gedolei Torah that we were zocheh to have, and I spoke about this by Arzei Levanon on Tisha B'Av, that we lost these type of Gedolim. It's something just that personally we should feel that pain, that we don't have leaders like this, and to really just, I think, feel connected to what it meant to be a gadol, what it means to be a gadol. It's someone to look out for other people, to hear them out, to go that extra mile, to see people where they're holding, and to be that listening ear if we can, in whatever small way we can, just as Rav Moshe listened to his talmid Rav Meir, to be that listening ear that we can be for somebody else. Have a wonderful day and be well.